Hi, and welcome back to our masterclass Sport Psychology. As you know, our topic for the masterclass is building psychological resilience. And this is chapter 6 in our 6-step model. Go for growth. As we said in one of the previous episodes, we can't really choose reality. But on the other hand, we can certainly choose our reaction to what happens. And this is one of the distinguishing features of resilient coaches. They know to make the difference between reality, what is happening to them, and how they respond to reality. And they're able to take a pause between the situation and reaction. And when building our plan for growth, it is important to be ambitious, to aim for growth and personal development. But on the other hand, during a period of stress and pressure, a moment where you need to be resilient, it is sometimes a good idea not to be over ambitious, to be realistic with your actions. So start to design a concrete action plan. Make sure it is specific and it is motivating to you. A good idea is to start with the big projects, the big chunks on your plate. We call them the elephants. Start with the elephants before chasing the rabbits. This means focus on the important things first, the key themes, the key challenges, before you spend time on the details and the minor tasks. Because during a period of stress, it often happens that we lose focus and that we lose a lot of time dealing with minor issues. So, in other words, go after the elephants before chasing the rabbits. In order to make sure that you follow through on your plans, it's a good idea to use implementation intentions. These are very concrete questions that you can ask yourself and that will help you to come through on your promise. And the questions are very simple. When will you execute the action? Where will you be when you execute the action? And how will you do it? 3 basic questions: when, where, and how. But they will make all the difference. This is actually one of the most powerful techniques that we will be able to share with you. Numerous coaches have benefited from this technique to be able to have very concrete plans and intentions to follow through on these plans. It has made a world of difference for these coaches. So today's exercise is about implementation intentions. We invite you to define a specific action plan for the coming week. It can be something like contacting 2 colleague coaches and sharing your insights with them. It can be something very simple. I will do regular exercise, or I will take the time to relive positive emotions from my day, my emotion diary. Whatever the action plan is, push yourself to ask 3 follow-up questions. When will I do this concretely? Where will I do this? Where will I actually be when I execute the task? And how will I measure the result? So in my example, this could be: I will call Roberto and Sophie, 2 fellow coaches, on Monday evening after my dinner, so at 8:30 p.m. I will go into my study to make sure to have privacy and to make sure I will not be disturbed by the children. And afterwards, I will make a short note in my coaching diary to make sure that I capture the learnings. And the final step in Go for Growth building that part of your personal resilience as a coach, is about measuring progress and celebrating the wins. It's important during a difficult period to take stock of the small steps. So even if it's a very small step forward, make sure to capture the progress and share it with others. Celebrate the win, even if it's a small step forward. Here is an example from our sports psychology practice in Belgium. Working with the young football players of the national youth teams, we used the lockdown period to have a video conference with them. Together with the football coach, we checked in. We asked them how they were doing and how they were building their resilience during these difficult times. We built on the action plans that we had already made with them previously, and we asked them their intentions for the coming weeks. We made sure to ask very concrete questions to help them build very specific plans. So questions like, where are you going to do this mental practice? When are you going to finish it? And how are you going to measure it? Three very basic questions, but very helpful for the players to make sure that they follow through on their intentions. So, where are you today? What is your current level of resilience in this domain? Give yourself a score between 1 and 10 on going for growth. Are you not satisfied? Do you think your actions are not very concrete and specific? Give yourself low scores, 1, 2, 3. Are you very happy with that? Do you think you have already achieved a very, very clear plan, ambitious but not overly ambitious, and with concrete milestones? Give yourself higher scores, 7, 8, 9. Here's our weekly challenge for you. We invite you to teach the strong framework to your athlete or one of the key players in your team. Sit down with them. Analyze which step of this 6-step framework is already well developed and which one is underused or underutilized. Review the specific technique that we have described and build an action plan together with your player. Make sure to include the implementation intention questions. When, where, how. This is a guarantee for following through. And make sure to do a follow-up after 2 weeks, for example. Have another call with your player or athlete and see what has happened. See what they have learned from the plan. Good luck. So, this is the end of our 6 weeks program. Time to look back on everything that we've done together and then look forward. Build your action plan for the coming weeks and months. So let's have a look at what we have done so far. In this overview, I have put together all the different exercises that we have done and all the different challenges that you have done during the past 6 weeks. In chapter 1, Search for Meaning, we took the time to design a personal logo, like your own club logo, with the values that are most important to you. The challenge for that week was to share this purpose with 3 important people in your environment. In the second module, Taking Care of the Basics, we looked at the importance of food and water intake, the importance of sleep, and the importance of moving. So the challenge was a daily exercise. Not an intensive workout, but just a walk or a bike ride. In chapter 3, recharging your batteries, we did a focus exercise. Remember, using 3 different senses: seeing different things, listening to different sounds, and feeling different things. Getting your focus back to the here and now. And the challenge was to do a similar focus exercise during your daily walk. In chapter 4, Overcoming Your Fears, we did a braking exercise. It was like brain training, trying to override the automatic impulse of your brain. We also talked about the importance of positive emotions and the focus on the positives. And that was the challenge for that week, to keep a diary of positive situations and the positive emotions related to those situations. In the 5th chapter, we talked about nurturing your social network, and we invited you to share insights with colleagues. The challenge for that week was to organize a Thank You Thursday, a way to show gratitude to people who have been important to you. The last chapter, Go for Growth, here we talked about the if-then technique, making very concrete actions, asking the questions: when will I do it? How will I do it? And what will I do exactly? And the challenge was to teach the strong model for building psychological resilience to one of your players. So, looking forward to the next couple of weeks and months, time to build your action plan. In the past weeks, you have scored yourself on each of the 6 domains. It's time today to make a new assessment, a new evaluation. So give yourself a score on the scale from 1 to 10 on the 6 different domains. And then define 2 priorities for the next 2 months. This can be the 2 lowest scores, but not necessarily. You can also decide to work on a domain that has already a high score. Go from good to great. In this example, we focus on the domains O, overcome your fears, and N, nurture your social network. So we're going to identify an action plan focusing on these 2 areas. Your action plan consists of what is your very clear goal? How? What are the specific actions that you're going to undertake? Who is going to support you in these actions? And when? What is the concrete timing? What is your deadline for these actions? Here is an example of my action plan for this week. Taking 10 minutes to remind myself of my purpose. Starting today with a healthy breakfast, lots of fruits and fibers. Identifying 2 or 3 strengths that will be crucial for this week. Taking 5 minutes at the end of the day to relive positive situations. Writing a thank you email to somebody who inspired me. And finally, for next week, I want to do something that scares me a little every day. So now it's up to you. Enjoy the journey, stay strong, build psychological resilience. I'm leaving you with a couple of people who have inspired me to write this course. A couple of authors with incredible insights on different aspects of psychological resilience. Enjoy the reading. We're looking forward to welcome you back sometime in the near future. In the coming weeks and months, we will be launching new content on this site. See you soon. Bye.